Hi, ninth the Noida International Film Festival 2022. Call is my first independent cinema, which I wrote, edited, and directed. The story idea was inspired from the life of my friend Mahija. She was an extraordinary artist who painted life giving pictures. I met her unexpectedly during one of my journey in Delhi. We met again several times. One day I got a phone call from her house owner saying that she was laying unconscious in her bed. I rushed into the government hospital in Delhi where she was admitted. The view from there was a heartbreaking. She was found laying unconscious in the same bed with another patient in a busy ward in a government hospital. I was shocked to hear the doctor says that she must have been laying conscious in her room, unable to move her body parts with at least 2 days. Her recovery was impossible due to the blood clot in her brain. In my knowledge, she had no relatives or no close friends. I spent 2 days with her. When she opened her eyes for the first time, I was alone next to her. Unexpectedly, she saw me beside her and tried to say something, but only a vague sounds were coming out. She tries to move her hands but could not. She was trying again to communicate with me, but all the efforts were in vain. Her eyes filled with tears. The pillow was drenched in tears. Those eyes of Maija with her tears become one of the most haunting memory of my later life. Our body adorned with the perfumes and decorated with precious clothes or ornaments. What should we do? One day we open our eyes and become paralyzed. And that was the first time I witnessed such a horrible incident in my life. Varsha, the protagonist of this film, went through the same situations. We planned the shoot in cold weather of December and January in Delhi, and most of the crew members of the shoot came from Kerala. Coming from the normal temperature of Kerala to the extreme cold of Delhi, they had to face many difficulties. I had worried that someone in the group might get sick. Not only that, unlike other independent cinema, our film had about 22 locations. In this weather conditions, it was very difficult to travel from one place to another with those crew members. Many days the shoot went from afternoon to until next day morning, the whole night shoot. In these days, they were the night temperature went down to 2 degrees. It was very difficult to shoot on those days. It took 2 days to shoot a rain sequence in this movie. Monisha, who plays the main role in the film, had time shooting in the rain in the extreme cold. It was very difficult to find different locations, including the hospitals. Due to the good support of the producers, there were not many financial problems happened. The producers, Shailendra sir and Rakesh sir, even though they were non-Malayalis, by the love of Malayalam cinema, especially for independent cinema, they gave me faith and stood by me to make this movie. We are extremely excited to present our movie called in Noida International Film Festival. My movie that aimed to portray Indian diversity through the richness of her languages, myriad cultures and arts. I want to create original and thought-provoking films for global audiences that are character-centric, showcasing both the intriguing mysteries, magic of our contemporary Indian lifestyles. Through these films, the unseen and the untold stories of India are brought to forefront to audiences, feed on mostly respective fares. Cole is constant in the story throughout. The Delhi winter has swept into the life art and heads of the character in the movie. The freeze are set in her, the main character relationship and even her arts. The frost in the socio-political milieu affects every character in the movie. Incidents like poverty, rape, moral decay, and communal violences does affect the characters and their lives, and it leaves everlasting scars in their minds. The movie's characters are not unidimensional in terms of their personality traits. In this story, the gang rape against the nun and the sexual abuse that main character faces while laying paralyzed are only a snapshot of the violence faced by many women in India. Although a small number of perpetrators are punished, a large percentage of the criminals are still safe under the guise of their social status. Antagonist character in this film is a representative of such a pseudo gentleman around us. The irony is that many people who volunteer for the underprivileged women in the society later fall into the complaint of sexual harassments. It is common in contemporary India to see many women as mere sexual objects with the protection of money and power. The film is the result of my deep desire to expose this injustice in the medium of cinema. While the whole world is going through a worst crisis in these days, the independent cinema sector facing problems also increasing. At this time, while many festivals are skipping their screening or cancelling their events, that time the efforts taken by the coordinators of the Noida Film Festival to support artists like us without skipping this year festival is a commendable effort. Thank you for supporting us and looking forward for the events.